Yes, I think a lot of Muslim husband men, they are cuckolded by their women. They are controlled by their women.
Brother, what's that?
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aiz. If you're new to the channel, please consider a subscribe. Like this video if you enjoy the video, and please turn on the notification bell if you want to keep up with my content. So in today's video, I will be adding some commentary on a video that I found between a couple, a I think somewhat famous couple in the Muslim sphere on the internet. They had something to say about polygamy and the specific situation, well, not situation, but just uh, some minor comments with regards to polygamy. And I thought I would just uh, add some commentary into that. So let's get into it, inshallah.
So, are you going to marry a second, third, or fourth wife?
What you're really asking is, am I going to pay for a second, third, and fourth home, 3 more sets of cars, 3 more sets of bills, 3 more sets of refrigerators and pantry stock full? No.
So the brother is saying there that the reason why he won't take on more wives is due to the fact that he don't want to spend more on everything that the first wife or his only wife has, basically. So not another home, not another car, not another whatever it is, refrigerator, as he said there. So yeah, this is 100% true, in the sense that for the most part, what you provide for the one wife, you should provide for the other. There shouldn't be any type of injustice between them. What I will say though is that it's not particularly based on equality, but more equity, and that can play into different scenarios. For instance, perhaps there is a woman who has all these things already, and this is not me being an advocate for leeching onto another woman who has some sort of an established life, or because it's more to polygamy than just the material aspect of it. For instance, another woman would appreciate, let's say, a partner, a companion, someone to talk to, someone to engage with, someone to fulfill themselves with, So it's not just based on the material. Although he, as the man, has that, I think it's a biological implantation where he naturally would think, look, I have to provide equally. I would have to provide similarly to what his current lifestyle, and from, I mean, just the looks of it. And I've seen some videos of the couple. It's quite a hefty and high type lifestyle, right? So I can understand what he's going through, or what he'd think about having more wives. But nonetheless, I do think that it comes with types of scenarios. Of course, if he's going to marry a woman who is, I don't know, a bit younger perhaps, then, and less established, in the sense that the woman has, I don't know, requires all these things, then sure, I think he has a point. But again, there is dynamics to all these things, and like I say, a woman perhaps who is, in the later parts of her life, or not later parts of her life, but she's been through certain things. She's had the first marriage, she's had the kids and so on, and she has everything she needs except for the husband. Then it's a different dynamic. So one would consider equity in this sense.
So in order for me to actually take more than one wife, I have to split everything equally. And that includes my emotion, my affection, and my love. And I just love you too much.
I love you too much too.
And I love my kids too much, and I could never divide my time amongst my family with another family.
So here's the thing that I think requires a little bit of, let's say, quote unquote, equality. And this is the non-physical aspects. So it would be the love, the care, the consideration, those type of things, which are perhaps not tangible in a sense. And I think for a man especially, it is a difficult thing to maintain. As men folk, we tend to be less inclined towards emotions and expressing our feelings. And I think in that sense, it makes it a more monstrous task to offer more emotion to more than one woman. Perhaps a woman, your one wife or only wife, has a sense of enough time with you to gather enough from you. Because in essence, a woman naturally wants attention from you. She wants the emotional package from you. And so to split that up and to offer more of that requires, I think, a lot of insight for a man. He would need to, let's say, look deep into himself and, find the energy to offer that to his various wives, or, more than one wife. And then the brother mentioned also something along the lines of he would find it difficult to, I don't know, to leave his children and his current. I think it's more of a lifestyle, because with the lifestyle comes the kids, the wife, the the time, and the way of life at home. The homely lifestyle. Um, and in my opinion, I think that is a means for too much comfort. I consider that too much comfort. And this is not to negate the fact that you are running out, or you want to uh, leave your kids and family, your wife behind. Not at all, not at all. This is not the case. In fact, you as a man who's engaged with polygamy should be more on top of it when it comes to these things. But it does simmer down to the what I think is a Western lifestyle, a Western mundane lifestyle, as in, you know, I've done my 9 to 5, and once I'm done with that, I just sit on the couch, watch TV. And I mean, it's not per se exactly that, but it is comfort. It is a bit too comforting, in my opinion. I think one needs a challenge. And as a man, you're not meant to be at home. You're not meant to be in a, let's say, too structured lifestyle. You need that challenge. And I think polygamy offers that challenge. Um, and of course, perhaps, yes, it's not for all the brothers. But I will say it was for most brothers in better times. And I would consider, uh, you know, older times, more traditional times, better than what it is today. I don't think a lot of brothers and sisters would, or Muslims would argue that in terms of how we understand life to be in the modern age.
People, this is not a common practice in Islam.
And you know what? I know thousands of people, Muslim people, and I don't know anybody who has more than one wife.
Exactly. It's not a thing.
I think whether it's a common thing or not is irrelevant in this sense. And I'll tell you why. Because do we consider Western modern lifestyle as the objective means and ways to living? And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that there are many ways of living a certain lifestyle, right? I mean, we wouldn't compare our lifestyles today compared to, let's say, uh, the Muslims of the past, where most Muslims of the past, or most men of the past, were polygamous. It was more common than not. And how society is evolving is arguably not better um, on many fronts. The family unit in of itself is a phenomenon which is it's a dying thing. It's a phenomenon of the modern age, you know. Um, and therefore one could argue that just because polygamy is not common doesn't mean that it isn't quote unquote right, you know. And this is the type of sentiment I get from the couple saying this, as in, like, it's no, you don't have to worry. This is although we're Muslim, we're not engaged in polygamy, or it's not common. We fit more in with you than what we fit in with, I don't know, Muslims of the past, or overly exertive traditionalists, you know, and that I don't really appreciate. And I'm not calling them out. I'm just saying these things. This is what I think. Um, Nonetheless, I mean, even with my own experience, I have two wives, but you know, this is not really common in my circles too. Um, but it does require one to really break free from what you consider the norm, you know. And I don't know, it's just something about myself that I just refuse to be part of the norm. And it's not just about showing an alternative. I think it's about, as I've always mentioned in my videos, with regards to polygamy, it's about having this type of Muslim identity. Who do you want to fit in more with? Do I want to be like the Western white man, the European, the American looking family structure or societal build? I tend not to want to fit in with that. Rather so, traditional Muslim, conservative, orthodox Muslim society. I mean, I know I'm drifting off a little bit from the polygamy topic, but if I look at a place like Afghanistan or Pakistan, um, where they are not too much. I mean, of course, I'm talking about the perhaps more rural parts of them, of those places. There is more tradition there than this type of modern societal intervention or order. In any case, I think that is just the case. I think we should maybe just open our eyes a bit more to understand that monogamy is not the norm, and polygamy, I think, is should be. I really do believe it should be. It solves an issue, surplus women. Um, and I mean, if we really want to uh, dig down into the issues between gender dynamics, this whole gender wars that's happening, we'll see that how polygamy fits into all that. It's like a real problem solver.
So it's not as simple as people think. There's a whole lot of requirements that have to be met, and most people do not meet those requirements, which is why it is an uncommon practice.
Fair enough. I do think there is a lot to it required for polygamy, but there's just something about me looking into this, and as one who is engaged in polygamy, I do think that if it is a Muslim married man having this type of sentiment, it's almost like making an excuse. And please understand me in the sense that yes, I understand there's a lot to it, and it's not meant for all men. Um, but I think there is this type of excuse in the sense that they again are in a comfort zone which they don't want to leave, and I think that they don't really understand the type of um, power they have. Power is the wrong word, but I mean, if they understood what it means to be a husband, and if really so, and if a wife understand what it means to be a wife, I think it would be uh, a little bit more different. I think there's a lot of modern intervention in our um, ways and means of understanding what those roles are, uh, and so it's a bit conflicted with, you know, with foreign concepts, I think. So, with a man saying that, it's not a common practice, as the brother mentioned there, I think it's a little bit of an excuse, yes. You know, and I'm sorry to say, and I'm not saying this is the case for the brother over here, but yes, I think a lot of Muslim husband men, they are cuckolded by their women. They are controlled by their women, um, simply by the norms of society. That society gives this leeway to um, for a woman to basically control this aspect of a man's life. Um, and I think on a traditional sense, an Islamic conservative sense, I don't think this is the case. Um, yeah, nonetheless, it is. I think it takes a mental shift, even a societal shift, to really see this for what it is, and ultimately, for men to not then make the excuse and really consider it, and not to fear the outcomes. That's a difficult one. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into that. You're risking a lot. I understand. I don't know. It's just are you gonna really challenge yourself? Are you gonna really uh, move yourself to uh, make something happen, or are you going to be boxed in somewhat? That's my take on it.